Dear students, so far we have discussed about the different implements and their design, their operation in the field. We have also talked of the various mechanics of the implement with respect to the soil and so on and so forth. Now we will talk of the use of the soil, which is the most important part when you are talking of farm machinery in the whole gamut of crop production. We will follow the slides which are there. So, the lecture which I have planned today is simply an introduction of seed operation. Now, you see, it is very essential to know how this operation is done and what are the various aspects of this. What I have planned is that in a very basic way we will follow the slides, and then over the period of the length of the course we will come to the higher level of machines and equipment which are designed and what are the unique features which are there in these machines. Well, sowing of seeds. Well, you must have seen that if you want to sow a seed, even your mothers might have done in the kitchen garden. If you see the seeds of tomato or potato or brinjal or something, when you throw it, simply it grows. So, that is one way that anything which you sow or throw, it will simply grow. But there are certain aspects of this sowing, because we want an organized amount of crop to be taken out of a certain area of the field. So, seeding is in fact an art. Seeding or sowing is an art, that is placing the seeds. It is an art of placing the seeds. How should you place the seeds? Where should you place the seeds? What should be the location of this? What time it should be of the climate it should be placed, and so on and so forth. So that what we get is a good germination, because whatever has been sown need not be all germinating. There are many factors to that: the condition of the soil, the moisture content of the soil, the orientation of the seed which has gone, the type of the seed, the condition of the seed itself. The seed may not be a good quality seed, so it may not germinate. If we have not checked the viability of the seed, then also there will be a problem. So, it is very important. So, this seeding is definitely an art to put the seeds in the soil in such a way that a good germination takes place, and hence a good health of the crop. This is what important is. So, perfect seeding gives us what will it give? It will give certain aspects which we are looking for when we are talking of a good crop. Correct amount of seed per unit area. Yes, we want that in an area certain amount of crop must be, certain amount of seed must be thrown or must be sown, because we are interested to get a certain amount of total population in a given area, and that is very important for the yield. And this has been researched over various long period of time, where we have seen that in a particular area you definitely require a certain optimum amount of plant protection to get a good quality of yield or a total amount of yield, which is important. Moreover, depth at which the seeds should be placed in the soil. Well, it is not that we simply sow the seeds and throw the seeds on the surface. There has to be a location of this seed within the soil. There could be various factors. If you are not looking at this and then sow the seeds, definitely the seeds may be taken away by birds, etc., or maybe by wind, etc. It may be blown to several other locations in the field, and it will be very much haphazard. So, what we want actually is that it should be placed at the proper depth, and then spacing between the row to row and plant to plant. Well, this is also important when we are talking that the seeds should be placed at a certain depth in the soil. It should be also placed with respect to its adjacent seed, where should be placed, because when you keep the seeds together, 2, 3, 4 seeds together, they will grow, but they may not get enough nutrients to grow and flourish. When the tillerings, etc., when they come, you will find that there is a competition between these, and these will then not give a good health of the plant overall. So, we would like that what is the location it has to be sown, what spacing we have to maintain, and how much to be sown. This is very important. Methods of sowing. Well, as I told you that if you just throw the seeds, definitely they will grow, but there are certain methods, certain procedures to be followed, which will give you what you required earlier, which I said that we will require a certain population, plant population. One is a very simple one, it is shown over here. Broadcasting, you simply throw the seeds, somebody takes the seeds in the bucket or a basket and then goes all over the field and throws the seeds. This is known as broadcasting, which is random scattering of the seeds, which means random scattering of seeds on the surface of the seed bed. Maybe it can be done manually, it could be done mechanically also. And in fact, if you see maybe about 80-100 years back or so, when there were simple plows, many seeds were simply broadcast for sowing. Now, what are the disadvantage of that? In fact, it will have the same disadvantage which we talked of the advantage in the previous slide. Higher seed rate, definitely you will not know how much to be sown where and what exactly should be the optimum value of the seed rate which should be sown. So, you will put somewhere more, somewhere less, because it is all manual and random which has been thrown. Therefore, there will be loss of the seeds, unnecessary seeds. If you are throwing fertilizer along with that will be also a loss. Production, there will be production loss, then higher weed growth. Yes, this is another important thing which must be looked into. Look, see, we are sowing a certain crop seed, but then along with that we get that other unwanted crop grows up. We have not sown, and in fact what we did once, I had tried in one of my area to sow only the weeds, and we found that the weeds did not grow, but some other kind of crop grow. So, it is very important to know that along with the weeds which are there are certain unwanted weed comes, and that has to be removed, and this will happen in this case. So, since you have thrown it like this haphazardly, randomly, you would like that there should be a minimum competition of the nutrients of the soil to the particular required plant and not the not required plant. So, there is a need for removing out those unwanted plants. So, you would definitely like to have interculture operation, or we would like that this should be the weeds should be removed or the growth of weeds should be minimized. This is what we would like to do. What are other methods? One we have talked of, another is dibbling. This is a very old method and practiced by our ancestors when they wanted the seeds to be put at some location in the field. It used to be, I had seen, it used to be about a quadrant in which the actually pointers are put and the person can simply operate it, and the holes will be made, and in those holes you can use, say for example, it is given over here. See here, see these are the different holes which are made, and these holes are made by the dibbler or dibbling equipment. Here is a manually operated dibbler. You can see here that this is the cone which will enter. There is a seed here, and this is, I mean, there is location by which we can using this handle we can make the seeds drilled over there, or you can make a hole and drill later, but these are some of the ones which are being used. Different names are given depending upon the situation, depending on people who have designed these. So, you can say Namin dibbler, rotary dibbler, sometimes depending upon the design. Fact remains that they simply wanted that placing the seeds in the holes made in the seed bed and cover them. That was the aim, so that individual seeds could be very precisely kept at the required depth, and so they will get the nutrients from the soil and then grow with sufficient amount of spacing between the seed to seed, so that both the seeds or all the seeds around the process, around the location will grow and give a good crop. Drilling. Now, we have talked of random, we have talked of giving seeds through single seeds through dribbling. Now, drilling. Drilling is also a process of dropping seeds. It is said here, it is a process of dropping seeds in the furrow lines in a continuous flow and covering them by the soil. This is drilling. We must have heard of several seed drills, because we are drilling. Here also we are not maintaining any spacing between the seeds. So, you can say there is also a randomness here in this case as well, because here we are drilling continuously, it is very written continuously. But one way this is very helpful for achieving proper depth, proper spacing and proper amount of seed may be sown between the cell. Well, proper spacing may not be achieved as such, but we definitely see that when we have a drilling machine, some sort of scattering will take place, and then you may not be in a position to maintain that until unless you are talking of a very precise equipment by which you are in a position to put the seeds at exact location. But then definitely it can put at the proper place or proper depth of these seeds, very important, because proper depth is very important, because it must get a congenial atmosphere, a environment it must get, the seed must get a congenial atmosphere, so that we are in a position to give this and allow the seed to grow. There are various methods which are all these methods, it is imperative for you to have a look at it, because as the first course on seeding operation, you must know what are the traditional ones, what are the future ones, and what are the methods which people have been using in various parts of the country. So, you can see here that the sowing by this behind the plow, then manual drawn seed drill, then bullock drawn here, and then of course, the power sources which are very important, and now definitely these are going to help us in timeliness of operations and do the operation in short duration of time, and give us more yield, and say that we can solve the problem of shortage of labor and things like that. It will also economize on the total operation. So, inputs will be also minimized. So, this and this. Planting. Well, we had talked of drilling, throwing the seeds, etc. Now, we are talking of planting. Here slight accuracy is maintained. When we are talking of planting, we are trying to maintain certain level of accuracy of the seeds, placement of the seeds. We would like that the seeds should be placed at certain position with respect to the next seed, and a certain number as well. And this could be that a seed could be there, it could be a group of seeds, or maybe we can have some of the crops, for example, lettuce or other vegetable crops, you would like to put them into say seedlings, and then this could be planted, it is possible. So, multiple seeds, single seeds or multiple seeds, and then what are the different methods, planting methods, the flat planting, furrow planting, raised bed planting, check row. Now, which way planting could be done? You can see that, say this is a field over here, and in this field you can have all these types. For example, flat planting, say these plants could be there onto a flat land like this. Furrow, you can have these. So, maybe plants are into this. This is the furrow. Raised bed, well, you can have the like this, you can have here plants, maybe one or two. Check row planting, we will see check row, that we will here check row, we will try to maintain a certain row to row, plant to plant distance. It could be also put into like this, and here you will maintain a certain this way, and then this way maybe, then we will be in a position to use the check row. We will go to the next slide to have a look at this more. Where planting, I have said there that planting could be of various types and various ways by which we do this planting. In this say flat planting method, seeds are sown on the flat surface, as I have shown, that example is given over here, and the irrigation is applied on the field through either through flood irrigation, sprinkler irrigation or drip irrigation. Now, it is very important also that when you have sown these seeds and you have taken care of their environment of depth of operation, maybe if the fertilizer is being used, you should location of the fertilizer, etc., and then you have also taken care of the places so that you can do interculture operation through that. But now you should also think of how you will irrigate that, because a time will be there when you would like to irrigate the plants and give a certain amount of water to that. So, this type of planting will help you in giving the irrigation whatever we want, a floodway, sprinkler or whatever. Generally predominates when natural moisture conditions are predominant. Flood planting, yes, flood planting definitely we want where the moisture content is not a problem and it is already there. So, we would prefer flood planting, but some locations we have other situations like you have to maintain the moisture, or you do not have to, or you have to have certain drainage, or in those conditions you will have to have furrows and then you have the raised bed which will be required. Now, machines for flat planting. Now, what are the different machines for flat planting? What they are and how do they behave, how they are designed. This is one aspect which as a designer, as an engineer, you would like to make the changes in the design and see that the operation is smooth, operation is efficient and it is as accurate as possible as you required for the precision application of that particular seed or the fertilizer, whatever you are looking for. So, horizontal plate planter, vertical plate planter, inclined plate planter. There are three types of these planters are there, because this actually means that the seeding plate which is going to deliver the seed from the seed hopper, there will be seed hopper. There will be a seed hopper for the seeds onto this. Now, from this seed hopper ultimately onto the ground, when you want the seeds to be here, what are the methodology you should apply from this? What should you do? Whether you should have a simple opening, it could be a simple opening by which you can leave it and then the seeds will fall, or you can have a horizontal plate in which the seeds are taken and then they are delivered at a certain location and they go to this in the soil, or you can have a plate which is vertical and then that vertical plate is moving inside the seed hopper itself, picks up the seeds on its periphery and then discharges the seeds, or you can have inclined plate. Now, these are the different types which are used as per the crops depending upon the design of the whole planter and design of the type of the seed which we have taken. So, it is very important to use all these. Furrow planting and lister planting, where I just discussed earlier that what we should do in furrow and why we should do furrow, and irrigation is applied into the furrow. This is very good, that because in this we need the irrigation to be in the furrow. Well, this method is generally used in semi-arid areas where the moisture is one problem, and we need to get into this. Bed planting, well, as shown earlier in the slides, I have shown you that raised bed. You would like to have bed planting where you have clear information and clear cut spaces left for the other operations to be carried, whether it is irrigation or interculture operation, and enough space for the crops to grow. This is there. These are generally done in high rainfall areas because you require a certain drainage, because these are on the beds and the drainage, if it is there through the depression or the furrow, the water could be drained and you get a good quality of the plant and hence the field. So, furrow planting, raised bed planters are used. Transplanting, well, these are when we are talking of seeds, where we are talking of broadcasting of seed, we are talking of putting the seeds together, and then we are now talking of seeds for any type of crop. Now, it may also happen that in some cases, particularly in vegetables and other, we would like that certain amount of seedling is raised and that seedling should be used for that for planting. So, when this is done, that a certain location we grow the seedlings of a particular seed and then pick up those seedlings and then transplant at other locations. This process is called transplanting. See, transplanting consists of preparing seedlings in nursery. The location where we prepare, we call that as a nursery or a location, and then planting these seedlings in the prepared field, in the field in which actually we want, and that way definitely we save lot of the total amount of seed we save here. It is mostly followed for paddy very largely. You might have seen, although you have not read this course, but if you have seen in your area and around how the seedlings are done, particularly for paddy. Similarly for vegetables and flowers also, the seedlings are grown and then they are grown into actual location of the field, and the places where they are grown, they are known as nursery. So, we call nursery raising of the seedlings and then transplanting, removing them from their location and then putting in the right field where they are to be actually done. Here some of the operations which are done manually. You can see that mostly this operation of planting is done manually here, and mostly these ladies are done. The most difficult part, and this is given to the ladies. This is the nursery here. Then some of the equipment. This is the equipment which is being largely used here. It is self-propelled transplanter. It is very effective, and for the last 10-15 years, in fact, this has become a boon to the transplanting operation. And well, cost could be a factor for small farmers, but then on a custom hiring basis, such machines are being used on large scale in several parts of the country. We have also shown you a manually operated device here, manually operated device about 2 row or so. So, this device has been developed, which we think that if the person is operating instead of this bent posture, if he operates in a standing posture over here, so maybe you will find that it is easier for him. So, from safety point of view, it is easier if he operates this. Hill dropping. Well, sometimes we can drop the seeds, a group of seeds into hills, and better way of locating these seeds in the environment. This is another way of doing this. Work has been done at IIT Kharagpur, and we are trying to do this job precisely in the using this operation. Another system which has been long there in the literature, you will find tape seeding. That means the seeds are put in a water soluble tape, and that is spread into this soil, and maybe about within 2-3 minutes the soil this tape actually decomposes and the seeds are clear. The beauty of this is that you maintain certain seed to seed spacing. There is no problem, even if it is a irregular shape of the seed, you can use it. But yes, if you want to change the spacing, there is a problem. You will have to decide the spacing initially and then only put the seeds at the tapes. What is disadvantage is that see, you require about 20 kilometers of this total length of reels made of those seed tape rolls, and then per hectare. So, in 1 hectare area you will have to have about 20 kilometers of this length of tapes prepared and then carry. So, and the cost is also involved. So, these are some of the disadvantages. Of course, these are not very much in vogue in any part of the world, but then they were designed earlier. Check row planting, I have already said that what is this check row planting and how we are in a position to grow the seeds. We maintain a certain distance between the plants. Have a look at this. You can see here that we maintain the same distance here, and it depends on the type of the crop, it depends on which, it has several other advantages. Although you see that features of this is that it is time consuming and labor requirement is very high. Well, these are in fact all the operations, field operations definitely require labor, and time consuming anyway, whether you are talking of a machine or you are talking of this, because of the viscoelastic material which is your soil, and you are not aware of the quality of the soil, you are not aware of the actual what is the seed bed after 15 centimeter below the soil, what is the hard pan which is there, you do not know. So, many complications lead us to say that definitely these operations are time consuming, and then these operations are also labor intensive, but then within these limitations we are trying to see that how much we can maintain this and say that well, these operations could be contained in within the time. A seed drill. Now, we just talked of the various aspects. What do? You have to have a location where you keep a seed. Then after that, the seed has to be metered. Then you need different types of a metering mechanism. Then this metering mechanism should be in a position to place the seeds at a certain location. Now, if this equipment has to be created, what will be the various components? Those are shown over here. I will just go through this. You can always have a look at it, because this particular slide is self-explanatory and all the components are given here, but then I will just look hurriedly into this. The seed hopper will be there, then the connection with the 3-point linkage of the tractor, the furrow tube, the furrow openers which are there, the furrow tines which are here, then the transmission system, because you have a transmission system which is taken from the ground wheel here, and then it will help in operation of the seeding metering unit which is over here. Then the frame, and of course boot here, it helps is maintaining, and so that you get the seed properly and have cover of that. And these are the functions of the seed drill. Definitely it will carry the seeds in the hopper, open the furrow, then meter the seeds, place the seeds at the real depth, and then operates. In fact, you should see that the seed is definitely pressed and then loose covered, because it has been also seen in literature that you need about 34 to about 69 kilopascal of pressing of the seeds in the soil. People have done this research on the various aspects of the soil cohesion and the other aspects of soil, and found out that you require such a because for emergence of this, that is called the mechanical impedance of the seed to come out, you require a certain thrust. So, the seed thrust is important, and that is why we should have. In fact, it should not be very heavy. If it is very heavy, then also there will be problem of emergence. So, we need to look into, and people have given these values. So, I think this talks of the particular device, and there will be various types of these devices. Various electronics use devices have come up, so that we can economize on the type of seed, mechanism, etc., which we will cover in other classes. Thank you.